Live from Annenberg Hall Studio 1, it's Temple Tonight. Tonight, from Howard to you, we welcome Aron, Cowen, and Singletary. A special performance by comedian Alex Grubard.
Temple tonight. How's everybody doing?
Great!
Cool, thank you. That's great. I'm doing fine myself, but I gotta be honest. I was kind of bummed watching Villanova win the NCAA championship last week. Temple, of course, made it to the tournament, but was knocked out in the first round. It's okay, though. We didn't do well in March Madness, but there are other things Temple students are pretty good at, right? Recently, student Matthew Velasquez represented Temple on a college-themed episode of Wheel of Fortune. When Pat Sajak wanted to know if he'd like to buy a vowel, Velasquez asked, you guys take diamond dollars? There's news going on outside of campus, though. So investigators in Lancaster County are trying to figure out how over 40 dead ducks ended up alongside a road. There are no leads yet, but one possible theory includes cars. The NRA has been revising classic children's fairy tales to show how they would have been different if characters would have been able to protect themselves with guns. The only character they refused to supply with weapons, though, was Aladdin. So, a Utah woman died in a car crash en route to her mother's funeral. It's unfortunate. The deceased family will not be attending the funeral, saying, we don't like our chances there.
Don't blame me.
A teenager in New Mexico has been arrested for stealing a model UFO from a museum, marking the first time a human has abducted a UFO. The Taliban recently created and released their own smartphone app. So now just be extra careful next time someone says their phone is blowing up.
Rebelling against Western IDs? There's an app for that.
So a former Facebook executive recently revealed that in the early days of the company, ordered-in lunches often had maggots in them. They should have really stopped ordering from Dave's Maggots and Things.
You see, the thing is, it turned out those things were actually maggots.
And finally, rapper Snoop Dogg was recently inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, which makes perfect sense. I mean, after all, I can't think of a single person known for taking more hits than Snoop Dogg. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. From the newly elected student government team Empower to You, Aron, Cowen, and Singletary are here. Thank you. And later on, we'll have a performance from comedian Alex Grubard. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Backstage Pass. On this episode, Temple Tonight. A name now synonymous with all things comedic, within a year of its conception, Temple Tonight was the clear frontrunner of all things pop culture, fashion, and political satire.
It really just decided what was popular, told me what to wear, what to talk about, what to like. It was revolutionary.
It's been one of the most inspiring things on TV for a very long time.
Frat guy Todd, a comedian with no life experience, goofy bananas, spit on a child.
Ever since Temple Tonight, my workday has changed. I come into work in the morning, we don't talk about the weather, we don't talk about the game, we talk about Temple Tonight.
Paint me father for I have sinned, hat backwards, grabby goobers, the wedding, the list goes on and on.
Welcome back to Temple Tonight, guys. Thank you. So it's the last episode of the semester. It's our season finale.
Oh.
And We've had a lot of fun this year, though. We've had some great guests and some awesome musical acts. But now it's time to bring season 2 to a close.
Wait, Demetri, what if we didn't do that?
What?
You know what I mean. Why end things when we can start a bunch of new things instead? You know, build some suspense, leave some questions open, make people want to watch the show next year.
You don't mean...
Oh, I do. It's time for Late Night Cliffhangers! Demetri, you remember when your apartment was robbed and there were no leads? That is, until last week, when they found footage on that nanny cam you don't like knowing about. And, after reviewing it, they believe that the burglar is in your family.
What?
But, I'm sure you're wondering, which family member was it? Well, we'll find out next time.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Wait. I want to give it a try now.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Tom, the results are in. What's inside this folder will tell us if you are, in fact, the father of that child right there. and we'll find out next time.
Perfect. Okay, now we gotta do one more. But what are we gonna do?
What can we do?
I don't know what we're gonna do. Whoa! How you doing, Teach? You alright, Teach?
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just saw someone get stabbed in the hallway.
Yes!
Did you guys just hear what I said?
Yes! Yeah. A murder mystery. That's perfect, TJ.
Someone died. There was a lot of blood.
So who was the murderer? We'll find out next time.
What next time? There's not gonna be a next time.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for Late Night Cliffhangers. Remember, if you want to find out who the murderer was, reach out to TUTV and make sure we're back next year.
Or we could contact the police.
No, I'm sorry, man. We got to keep moving. All right. But thanks for the cliffhanger, though.
Thanks, TJ.
Our producer TJ, everybody.
He's a great guy. Wonderful guy.
All right. Well, our first guest is coming fresh off of a 6-week stint with a megaphone outside of City Hall. Please help me welcome the Disillusionist. Woo!
Thank you. We've all seen this before, the old rabbit in the hat trick. Wrong. This was an animal. And then a little thing called capitalism came around and it's been deemed an accessory. It's not all that's in this hat, though. This is what happens when the bee population declines thanks to our precious pesticides.
Okay. All right.
For my next trick, I'll need a volunteer. How about you?
I'd rather not, but if you... the quarter behind the...
This is how much Chinese factory workers make manufacturing your precious consumer goods.
Okay, all right. Do you know any card tricks?
Oh, I have a card trick. See this Rolex? I bought it using your credit card information.
Wait, seriously? Hold on.
Yes, you put it everywhere online. It's practically public information. Your privacy is the real illusion.
Okay. All right.
Now, for my next trick, grab this.
All right, okay.
Each one of those scars represents a person infected by Zika virus since I began my act.
Okay, all right. I think it's time for you to go.
Wait, one more chance.
All right. Oh, thank you. Finally.
Just a trick, nothing else.
Thank you. Some
And
good
now?
old wholesome magic.
And now, I'll disappear, just like America's middle class.
Oh my God.
The Disillusionists, everyone. We'll be right back.
We now return to Backstage Pass, Temple Tonight. Started in 2015 by comedy moguls Dan Casserole and Greg Keating on a bet, Temple Tonight soon grew from the childhood pipe dream of two to a writer's team with big hearts and bigger dreams.
Yeah, you know, it was almost immediately just like a family. Like, we were just so close with each other, it was magic.
Comedically, it was an instant fit. We were all so excited to be these young, new comedy writers on a brand new show. I think it might have had something to do with us all being orphans.
When we were in that writer's room together, you could just feel the electricity in the room, you know? Oh, it was incredible. Interesting that all of our parents died in steamroller accidents by two killers with really similar descriptions.
Same day, within 15 minutes of each other, yeah. But things like that can happen.
Where did you meet the team?
Actually, we all met at the funeral.
At the funeral?
Dan and Greg introduced me to everyone right after the funeral.
The group worked tirelessly on the show, with a focus on making groundbreaking comedy in a way that the world had never seen before.
The emotional fallout, mixed with, an opportunity as big as this one, just it provided us, with a moment to make something really great.
So our guests tonight are two executive members of Empower to You, the newly elected Temple student government team. Please help me welcome President Aron Cowen and Vice President Jai Singletary.
Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you guys again for joining us today, and congratulations on the win.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
So I just want to start off, just tell us about who you are, and Empower to You.
Sure. So my name is Jai Singletary. I am a political science major here at Temple, econ minor. Vice President of External Affairs on the Empower to You ticket. I'm really excited to say that, and it's been a lot of hard work, sticking it out with Aron and Kelly Dawson, who couldn't be here with us tonight, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm just enjoying this segment and enjoying the rest of my ride here at Temple.
Cool. Definitely. My name's Aron Cowen. I'm a math, computer science, and physics major. I couldn't choose.
Jack of all trades.
And master of hopefully at least one of them when I graduate. I'm the president-elect, and I'm just excited to see what the next year has in store.
All right, awesome. Now, it was a very close call for the election. How was it campaigning for the TSG elections?
It was long but interesting. You meet with so many people, so many organizations that you didn't know existed, and it's just, neat to see all the things that Temple students do on a daily basis.
All right, cool. Were there any challenges you guys had when you were campaigning?
His puns. He makes a lot of puns. That's a challenge. It gets obnoxious. It's obnoxious.
Sleep or no sleep.
The lack of sleep. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely worth it. Because you guys won. So how'd you guys celebrate your win?
We formally didn't come together as an entire team. We had a lot of people on our staff. We didn't come together as an entire team to celebrate yet. Hopefully we can do something after inauguration, but it hasn't really exceeded hugs and congrats, yay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna get into some hard-hitting questions, right?
Okay.
All right.
Lay them out.
Real tough stuff.
Real tough stuff. All right. So it's 12 o'clock, right? You got 2 hours between your next class. Where's the best place on campus to take a nap?
The next door studio, actually. We were, we were camping out back there. I'm not gonna lie.
Long days.
Yeah.
All right. I personally am a fan of third floor of the library. Okay. There's a solid spot. It's real quiet, books and stuff. Wonderful pillows,
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So tell me, which is the best halal truck on campus?
We've had some
hard-hitting questions.
All right, yeah,
only the hard ones.
Outside of SAC, right across from the SAC, definitely. They take Square, yeah. They take Square, the salad.
No. See, the one I have to say right outside of Ritter, they give you extra rice for $5. Like, can you beat that? Extra rice. That's me. That's just me.
Okay. All right. So, getting back to some of your policies, why don't you guys tell me about some of your main policies and what you guys have planned for the next year?
So the biggest thing we have is we want students involved the whole time, not just during a 2.5-week election. So we're going to create a legislative branch, a parliament of 41 different Temple students who are going to come and represent you, making sure that everyone's voice is heard.
As other initiatives, as far as those go, we want to work with the Disabilities Resource Services. Our ticket believe that the student experience obviously transcends the classroom, and that should be available to all students of varying abilities. So making sure that the initiatives that DRS has in place, that we are a strong advocate on behalf of their rights. Open community forums to make sure, because the stake that we have in Temple is 4-5 years in some cases. The stake of the community lasts for generations. So we believe that the initiatives and the anything that we do obviously affects them. So making sure that their voice is heard and represented as it needs to be. But yeah, just a few pieces.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Give it up for it. Yeah. All right. So I personally have watched my fair share of House of Cards. Okay. And I know that political bribes are the only way to get things done. So I've got some coins right here. And I wanted to run some policies by you, see if you guys...
So we've never pushed anyone in front of a train. And we don't plan to.
Just take it.
All right.
So
well, I am going to run them by you anyway.
Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about that off air. Like, we got people,
We know the campus is getting a stadium, right? How do you guys feel about a bouncy castle in Pearson?
Right. That'll help pay for it.
All right, cool.
That'll start to pay for it.
All right. Okay. How about we change the fight song to "Good Vibrations" by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Will you sing it?
I do a mean Marky Mark impression.
If you sing it, then I'm in favor.
We'll talk about that after.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Lastly, I got how about we change the mascot, right? How about we make the Temple Owls the Temple Cowls, and it's just Simon Cowell, and he's just gonna be saying things.
It keeps his face around because American Idol just finished.
Yeah, I mean he needs a new gig.
Horrible around. Absolutely horrible.
Thank you guys again for going out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll keep these on the back burner.
All right.
So once again, we got Aron, Cowen, and Jai Singletary, everybody. So we'll be right back with Alex Grubard. So don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
We now return to Backstage Pass, Temple Tonight. By the beginning of 2016, Temple Tonight was reaching an apex of fame and notoriety. But the speed at which the show grew in popularity proved to be too much for many members of the young writing staff.
It was just all so fast, Like, 1 minute you just think you're taking a job, being the head writer of some college campus late night show, and then in the next thing you have thousands of adoring fans, millions of adoring fans to deal with, It does something to a person.
We went to another tier of society, seemingly overnight, and that lifestyle, it was so alien to us, it tore us apart.
Yeah, we were all just, kids, and, kids can't handle stuff like that, and it tore us apart.
Money, drugs, sex, complimentary sex, dinners, anything you could want really was just right there if you just grabbed it, and we did.
Shad Moss and I, Little Bow Wow, him and I are just like out of our minds. And he tells me, he's like, I bet you $100. And he slams it down on the table. He's like, I bet you can't break that hotel window without using your hands.
And then I came to, running full tilt through the Lincoln Tunnel, traffic and all, with the cat head, the head from Cats, the musical. Yeah, it was on, and I had like a train of cat heads behind me.
I'm like, what are you talking about, Shad Moss? boss, of course I can. And I'm like, and I'm like really revved up, you know, and I'm bloodshot. Everything is just bloodshot. Like my eyes, my tongue is even a little bit veiny. I don't even know how that happened.
It's like they were all tied together with this twine. Wild time.
I mean, I don't even really remember a lot of those old days, you know? And yeah, I kind of forgot those last few months.
Eventually, the group's lifestyle of excess became too much, and on January 25th, 2016, tragedy struck when writer Jack Barron exploded after partying with the Rockettes on an all-night bender.
You know, I think it took losing Jack for us to realize how hard we were living.
You know, it's such a tragedy losing a bright mind like that. Especially when that mind explodes at 100 miles an hour in all directions from doing too much cocaine.
The team united after the loss to write one of their most popular sketches, Jack Barron's final artistic masterwork, Whoopsies, I Done Exploded, Mommy, which would go on to win not one, but all of the Emmys for the year. Each member of the Temple Tonight team would go on their separate ways after that final episode.
Yeah, so, you know, just after all that happened, I sort of, you know, phased out of that scene, and I joined the art world. And it was just, you know, it was a way healthier environment for me. And I felt like I found people that really understood where I was coming from.
Well, after Jack's death, I treat every film now like it's my last.
I abandoned all worldly possessions and followed the Maharishi.
I got a wife, I got 2 beautiful kids, Darren and Pilsner, and like we just have a little place in Fresno, and we just, you know, take in the atmosphere. I'm really outdoorsy. I just caught a big 17-pound trout the other day. The wife and I, we signed up for a ballroom dancing class just to, you know, you gotta keep the spark alive, you know? I mean, I love her to death, I love her, but I mean, you know, things just kind of dip.
You know, I hit a bit of a rough patch. I stopped doing the drugs and started selling them. All the junkies call me La Mantequilla Dulce. It means eagle blood.
We'll be right back.
All right, thank you guys, and welcome back. All right, so our final guest for the night is a comedian and soon-to-be Temple graduate. You can catch him hosting a very special edition of his game show, Weeding Out the Stoned, at the Philly Mocha on April 20th. Please welcome Alex Grubard.
Hello! I'm Alex. It's nice to be performing on TUTV. It's pretty great. I've actually performed for one person before. Twice. Second time was the worst because it was the same guy. That was a little brutal. But I love Temple. I actually, several years ago, I went back to college. I moved to Philadelphia. I used to work over by UPenn, serving coffee to Ivy Leaguers. And I noticed something about Ivy Leaguers. You know what every Ivy Leaguer gets with their coffee? Spit. I spit in their coffee. Go Owls. So I did. I Temple the first time around, and I walked into my first class. My professor stood up. He said, "Everyone look to your left and look to your right. One of you is not going to be here at graduation." So I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and there was no one there. So I just raised my hand and was like, "Dude, I'm just going to go now." Peace, professor. I'm outie. That's how we talked back then. This was 2004. Remember slang? I remember it. And I decided to go back to college to finally get my superiority complex, and now I'm here. I'm an English major. Everyone always asks, "Oh, Alex, how can you major in something you're already good at?" It's not that I'm good at English. I'm just terrible at everything else. I took a business class. I did so poorly I had to file for bankruptcy. I took a painting class. They suspended me for bringing in a paintball gun to a nude model session. I took a science class. I did so badly, I'm thinking about becoming religious. I took a public speaking course thinking I'm a comedian. This is going to be an easy A. Here's the thing. It was a night course. I had to skip every class to do this. You ever take a night class at Temple? It's really scary, right? It's spooky, creepy. There's just owls everywhere. They're all drunk, asking me questions. Hoo, 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 hoo. I'm like, I don't know, the government. What do you want from me? I was walking through campus a little while ago. This guy stopped me. He was like, do you believe in a higher power? I said, yes, I totally believe in exponents. I don't understand numbers. They work in mysterious ways. I am the worst math student in the world. They used to give me word problems as a kid. I wouldn't even understand that word problems were math. I would end up reading them like they were short stories. They're so dramatic. Alice has 5 apples. Alice gives 2 apples to Bobby. How many apples does Alice have now? I would be like, how many apples do any of us have? Oh no, what do apples represent? I bet it's love. That's what I think. Love? Turns out it was 3! Who knew? My classmates knew. They're wicked good at math. They're always leaning into me. Alex, your age is clearly greater than 21. Would you buy me beer? I tell them, first of all, I'm a super sophomore, which means I'm 29. And secondly, no, I will not buy you beer. Let me teach you how to distill gin. Remember, if you give a kid a beer, he's going to be drunk for an hour. But if you teach a kid how to distill gin, he'll be dead by 8 a.m. Do you guys get me? So I get those questions all the time. Everyone knows I'm not 18, and they're always like, Alex, what's it like being a 29-year-old college kid? Let me tell you this, it's impossible. You can't be a 29-year-old college kid. I'm a college adult, okay? Whenever a freshman comes up to me and asks directions to their next class, I give them a silver dollar like I'm their grandparents. You want me to tell it again? Okay. Taken a lot of crazy classes. I had to take a foreign language. I took Italian. If you're ever taking a language like Italian, your professor will hate it when you answer a question. Hey, it's all Greek to me. They hate that. They can't stand it. But here's what my Italian professor would do. She would call on me when I was not raising my hand. How dare you? If there are any teachers out there and you call on me and I am not raising my hand, I will pull my phone out in front of you and go on ratemyprofessor.com. 1 star, rude. Because here's what she does. She just starts a conversation with someone randomly in Italian. She'll be like, ciao, mi chiamo Marcella, come te chiami? Come te chiami? Mi chiamo Marcella, come te chiami? I would be like, listen, lady, I got to drop out. I don't understand you. I don't understand you. I'm dropping out. I'm not getting it, lady. Do you speak Klingon? Me either. I have to yell that my microphone isn't working well on my computer and this is an online class. Why did I take an online class if my microphone doesn't work very well? I'm trying to play video games and not get caught. Guys, I'm Alex Grubard. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Of course, Alex Grubard. Thank you. We've had a wonderful season. I can't wait to see you guys next year. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks, guys. We had a wonderful show. Yeah. Thanks, guys.